What's your reason for not drinking alcohol? Because I always overdo it and have a hard time stopping once start. This was me 100%. Every party or gathering in my teens, and most of my 20s started with me being excited go be there and meet new people and always ended with me being shit-faced, puking and passing out. Super fun stuff. My affliction wasn't once I start I can't stop. Mine was if I have just a little bit, this anxious stomach not feeling will go away. I just needed an ounce or two of wine every hour. I definitely would drink a bottle or two at night, but the needing it to medicate the demons away from morning until night was what was eating at me. Turns out the constant drinking is what caused my anxiety. Brutal cycle. Proud of everyone who has walked this path and lived to tell about it. Lots of compassion for those that haven't figured out how to shake free and for those that lost the battle and died. Addiction is indescribable to those that haven't dealt with it. Same, and that comes with regret and anxiety. Social drinker and not a social person most times. Same. I'll drink with friends, but we live apart, so we see each other a few times a year at best. Never interested in drinking alone, so I typically don't drink for months at a time and don't think twice about it. This is me. I never heard of it described this way. One day, I realized that I wanted to get the most out of each day, rather than get the most out of each night. What a nice thought. Thank you. AM alcoholic. However, since February 27th, 87 the devil's urine has not touched my lips. Congrats. 34 years is impressive AF. I'm only on my 11th year. Shit is horrific. I ended up homeless and lost all friends. Managed to get into contact with family across the pond in Scotland. Got a flight home. After a couple of years and falling out with all my family, I met a woman. Completely changed my life. I gave up the drink for good. Since then, I've gotten married, became a father to 3 beautiful, smart, and funny children, graduated university, and hope to start a PhD next year. So for anyone struggling, it can most definitely be overcome. Fuck, I managed it. And I'm nothing special. 5 DWIS, and the last one was 0.326. On a Harley with a gun, it was loaded. On arrest, I resisted violently. The legal limit here is 0.08. There is nothing funny about 2 heavily armed, well-trained men in a fist fight downtown in a residential area. This did not make me stop drinking, but it was the same year that shit got bad enough for me to stop. My little sister asked me, please stop, while I was in a 45-day stay in intensive care after a car crash I was a passenger in, and even then when she stood over me while I was in a full-body cast, it went like this. Andrew, please stop. With tears in her eyes and mine, all I asked is why. She just said, because I love you, I never drank again. It's been 8 years. Not a drop. Never again. Username checks out solidly. But seriously, congratulations and respect. Yesterday was the 28th anniversary of my last drink. I wouldn't say that I officially had a drinking problem, but I was laying a good foundation for one. I have poor impulse control at the best of times, and it drops to 0 when I am drinking. Basically, once I start, I don't know when to stop. I was dating a pretty special girl at the time. I was at my work Christmas party, and she couldn't make it. I decided that I was going to get plastered and have a good time without her. I went up to the bar and ordered a rye and Coke. I took one sip of it and looked up at the mirror behind the bar. As I looked at my reflection, a voice in my head said, if you continue down this path, you'll lose her. I grew up with an alcoholic father, and I saw how it destroyed my family. I didn't want to do that to her. I pushed the drink back to the bartender and asked for a Coke instead. I haven't had a drop of alcohol since. By the way, we celebrate the 27th anniversary next year. I'm curious about this. I live in an area where tourism is based on wine and craft beer. And a lot of the local breweries and wineries are putting out non-alcoholic drinks for the sober curious or just sober. Do sober people think it's worth their investment? Like, would you travel to wine country and spend a bunch of money to stay at a resort if they offer non-alcoholic options? Think Napa. It's a nice option if you're going with a group of people who do drink. I could see myself enjoying a winery with a non-alcoholic wine and some snacks with my friends. But honestly, if the mocktails are as expensive as the cocktails, I'm just going to stick with water. There's also people for whom sobriety wasn't so much a choice as a necessity for health. And sometimes having that kind of thing forced on you can come with some mental health hang-ups. Being able to take part in something in a way that feels normal to them would help. It's not my personal experience, but I've seen it complained about in disability spaces. People just want to be able to feel normal, and if that was part of their normal before, it's going to have an appeal. It's also nice to be able to take part and join in if everyone else wants to go do something. So if you're part of a group where everyone's really into that sort of thing, being able to go and have it still be something you can participate in is nice. I hit my boyfriend before I got sober. He was the sweetest person, and I evoked emotion from him to a point where it evolved into a panic attack LV never seen. I'll have 2 years, second attempt, after relapsing during COVID, on the 30th. I keep my sobriety as a way to always remember what violence I'm capable of, and also I do it as a way to truly apologize to him. It is possible, just need a community. I'm just over 50 and been drinking, probably for 30 years. LV been married for 12 years and drinking heavy for the last 3 free. However, holding down a jab and a home, my wife and I got a fight and she decided to leave now. I've lost the love of my life and I quit my job and I'm living off my savings being miserable every day, wondering if I should stay here or not. Once she left, I decided to go to rehab and I've been clean for 60 days tomorrow. However, she won't answer any calls and has put an order of protection against me. Even though LV never touched her, just so I can't call or text or email or send letters. It's really killing me. My daughter's mom used to drink a lot when we were together. Didn't pick up on as she was younger than me. But things slowly started getting out of hand. She got worse from postpartum and mother responsibility and even did things around our daughter, like being blackout in the bed with our daughter right there. Tried to get her help, but she refused. Stop buying alcohol for the house because I get it wholesale through work. I get responsible like I cause or enable her. Still, I would find empty mini bottles in her car or would catch her sneaking alcohol in the kitchen. Filed for custody of our daughter and she got into AA. I went to her first meeting to support her and broke my heart to listen to her say she was an alcoholic, but she showed no emotion and was upset I came. That's when I knew it wasn't real and she wasn't going to change. So I had to be the mature parent, even though I didn't have a problem with alcohol. For the love of my daughter, vowed to never drink again. My body doesn't process alcohol. Common for Japanese, Koreans, and Chinese. Tastes like shit, and I feel like shit. I don't like the feeling nor the taste. Being drunk isn't worth it, and for health reasons. I did for years. Got bad. Didn't want to die. Sober 3 years. My mom was a heavy alcoholic and drank her life to the lowest slum in life. Died in a homeless place alone. She was the most beautiful mother of 2. Seen it with my own eyes what alcohol does with one body and mind. Awful substance. Seeing a friend fall down a dark path because of addiction makes you want to stay away from all substances. He's okay now. No guarantees for me if I were to. I just can't drink anymore. Arrests. Burnt bridges. Hangovers. Legal troubles. Financial struggles, weight gain, weight loss, abusive behavior, self-destruction. Just everything falls apart when I drink. I ran out of lies and just can't go any farther. I'm sober now. I drink but very little and seldom. I just can't take being drunk, and I sure as hell can't take being hungover. Last time I had more than 1 glass of wine, but still no more than 3 glasses of wine and a drink. The following day was a disaster. I couldn't eat, almost puked every other minute. My head was pounding, and so on. It's just not worth it.